First, I'd like to comment that I don't...
Name and address for the record, please.
Mary Bossert, South San Souci Boulevard, Panama City Beach, Florida. I don't think the public comment section was handled correctly. I think everyone should have had their 3 minutes. Emails read separately, as if they were here in person. I don't mind reading each of them for 3 minutes, if that's possible. I want to discuss several of the comments made in the evaluation. First, I disagree with the evaluation narrative points. If there was any problem with my performance, I believe that a meeting with me or a training class would have been offered to me. Before receiving the evaluation, however, I was never informed of any inaccuracies or problems with my performance. I was surprised to see my evaluation to be discussed at this public meeting, even after I requested to meet the council members one-on-one, which was denied. Since I was hired as clerk last January, I have not received an email, phone call, write-up, or counseling on my performance from the mayor or any member of the council. I'm unaware of any notifications that I've missed to the council members regarding events. I do not understand the concern regarding public records request. I was questioned heavily by Councilman Solis and Mayor Thomas when answering Mr. Thompson's request. Other than that, there was no issues. The entire council has had several days to review my rebuttal letter regarding my evaluation. I believe my evaluation is retaliatory towards me after I fulfilled a public records request. Councilman Solis was visibly angry that I complied with the law and fulfilled a public request to Mr. Thompson. It is my impression that Councilman Solis wanted to interfere with Mr. Thompson's ability to obtain the documents and then punish me after I complied with the request. Is this legal? Mr. Gisbert told me that I had a great evaluation review until I responded to this request. I was also told that the majority of the council members were upset that I responded to this public records request. It is my job to do so. Clearly, this evaluation is punishment for my response to what I believed was a legitimate request for public records. I have been in municipal government for 16 years with outstanding performance reviews that I can provide. This evaluation is supposedly performance-based, but is clearly meant for public humiliation and retaliation. Since this is being done and publicly, as evidence this is retaliatory, Mayor, do you recall testing me out for providing this public record? Do you remember yelling at me at the old city council building, repeatedly saying, "You effed up, little girl, you effed up"? I'm not going to say what you said. In the hallway, yelling at me. After the TDC meeting, Bill was there. He's seen it. I cried to him. I went to HR to put a complaint against you, and nothing was done. Not a report. She just smirked at me. She's not in this room right now. This is very personal and humiliating. No one should have to endure this kind of abuse from the mayor. Will the rest of the council take a stand and say that this is wrong? At today's comment was something worry and concern of our residents over advancing threat. Even taking up 5 minutes with this is disservice to the public we serve. I suggest we put this behind us and turn our focus at this critical issue at hand. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else? I will close by is the city clerk evaluation, and it is for discussion and action, gentlemen.
I guess I'll start out. This is a tragedy. It's a tragedy that this discussion has to take place under this forum. Somebody commented that this has never been done before this way, and mainly because most employees that work at will positions under a council, whether it's a city manager or not, would rather take some type of graceful departure versus go through this, and that's why it's very uncommon that something like this does have to be discussed. I would like to state that the clerk does work directly for the city council, but there are duties given to the city manager that the city manager can direct. I never received contact from the clerk to meet with me, and nobody told me that she wanted to meet with me. So I'm not sure where that was, but I don't nobody ever came to me saying she would like to discuss with me anything regarding this. I guess I'm showing my age or whatever, but the gentleman I used to like to watch was Paul Harvey. And in Paul Harvey's show, he always said, now there's the other side of the story. And there's several things in there that a lot of people don't realize. And the fact that after the evaluations were done and things, and I'd like to say, it's having been a supervisor for over 20 years and written many, many evaluations, to find 5 people that do independent evaluations that have never spoken to each other regarding the subject, to all come out with a below average evaluation is pretty unheard of. You know, usually you would have somebody that was up or down, or 2 people having a difference of opinion, but in this particular case, and the evaluations are out there, it's amazing that they were all in that level. Had nothing to do with that MJ's a bad person. She's a very nice person, very cordial person, professional. Unfortunately, there were things that were missing. The other part of the story is the fact that over 2 months ago, another position was offered. Another position was offered because the last thing that anybody wanted to do was to basically not give her an opportunity. Was it a position that was not at the same pay level? Yes, it was not. It was a position that was open, that was out there, that would have allowed her to keep her city pay. It would have been less, but with benefits, everything. That was offered. It was offered on more than one occasion, to no avail. There was also severance that was offered to say, look, this is a difficult time. We'd rather do this the right way, give you some pay, some medical benefits for a period, to be able to make it a more comfortable transition and a graceful out. So these things were offered. It's not the way it's being portrayed that this was some cutthroat operation or anything. This is something that's been going on for over a couple of months. And that's why, to me, it makes it more of a tragedy, because there were, I believe she just had received very bad guidance on this. She's an at-will employee that, based on the whole council's opinion, based on the ratings, was below average. We're at a time in the city where we're trying to have staff that can operate at the level that we need, that can move at the level that we need. And that's why this is, to me, a compounding tragedy with that. That's all I have.
Anyone else?
I just don't. This is a very, very hard decision. This is. It's a heartbreaking decision for me. And if we could entertain the idea of tabling, I would. But I just don't. I don't feel like that the support would be there. MJ's very nice lady. She is. She's very nice, and I just feel like she was in over her head. I mean, I could say we could table and maybe do another evaluation later. I'm not sure. I don't know what the answer is. It's tough. It is. I do not know what the answer is. I know she's been offered some different things, some different ways out. So that being said, it's tough. I just leave it there. I'll do it, Mike.
Anyone else?
If there's nothing else, then I'd like to make a motion, as difficult as this is, under the circumstances. I'll make a motion that we do proceed with termination of the city clerk.
There were several things read during public comments about me that were not right. But I'm not going into this. I have been in government for 20 years, and I know what a lawsuit looks like. I know what the planning of a lawsuit looks like. And I know the best thing to do is go on about your business and pick your best lawyer and go on at it. I think the city has been very fair, and for that, since it seems to be a hard decision for everybody, I'll pass the gavel and make a second.
We have a second. More comments?
Councilman Solis?
Yes.
Councilman Casto?
Yes, ma'am.
Councilman Chester?
Yes.
Councilman McCormick?
Yes.
Mayor Thomas?
Yes, ma'am. All right, this is the section of our meeting, is termination immediately? Is that the way that works? Madam Clerk, if you'd step down, please, and gather your personals. I apologize, and we appreciate it. Debbie, would you move up and keep minutes, please? Jason, are you ready back there for delegation, son?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just a minute. We will pause for just a minute.